So I keep getting comments on my other videos that I look like Luigi Mangione. And, instead of fighting it, I'm just going to roll with it. So let's talk about why, if Luigi wanted to make lasting change in the world, why he would have become a Bitcoin educator. I believe we need to be the change we want to see in the world. And I believe in this case, the system is so broken, and the way we fix it is not by using violence to destroy the old system. It's by voluntarily switching to a new system that works for everyone. And by just jumping ship, the old system will naturally crumble because it's built on an unsustainable base layer, which is fiat currency, right? If you're new here, fiat means it's a Latin word for let it be done. So basically, our money, the Federal Reserve says, let it be done. They snap their fingers and more dollars enter the system, right? All they have to do is hit a button on the screen, basically enter into a database, and then more dollars enter the system, right? Those are digital dollars. They also literally print more physical dollars. So when you hear people say print money, it's also just entering a number in a database, and banks have access to more money all of a sudden. But yeah, so yes, the system is broken, and people blame corporate greed for a lot of those things, and that is a factor, right? But the base problem, the foundational problem with our system is our money is broken, right? Our money doesn't work for anyone. Like, it doesn't work for the people at the bottom, the people furthest away from the money printer. The consumer experiences the effects of monetary debasement last, right? And they experience it the hardest. We see that with wages aren't going up, costs are constantly rising, right? It's not because of corporate greed. That is a smaller factor, right? I'm not denying that exists, that some people charge too much for goods that cost way less to make, right? That is a factor, but the reality is these problems are able to exist. They're enabled by fiat currency, by broken money. So Bitcoin is a new monetary system that is governed by rules, not by rulers. Bitcoin is governed by code, immutable code that everyone agrees upon. It has a set monetary policy that everyone who participates in the network agrees on and enforces those rules. So there's no illegitimate transactions, because a miner or a node will catch that illegitimate transaction instantly and reject it. So Bitcoin is money by rules, not by rulers. So we don't change the system by destroying the old system and focusing all our energy on how bad the system is. We change things by focusing on the new system we want to create and how we're going to voluntarily move to that new system, because it just has superior incentives, right? Bitcoin has superior incentives for everyone. Bitcoin rewards savers, right? Just by saving in Bitcoin, you are so much more rewarded than if you're just saving in dollars. If you're saving in dollars, you can't plan for the future. You can't plan for the future because your $10,000 you're saving right now to try to get a down payment on the house in the future. One, the purchasing power of that $10,000 is going down, and the price of the house is going to go up in the future as well. So you can't really plan for the future. But Bitcoin, which has a set monetary policy with a finite supply and, decentralized network and, a fixed issuance supply, your Bitcoin is going to buy more in the future, if not at least the same in the future, because it's deflationary. And I always say that humans are a deflationary species, right? Things should be getting cheaper. That's why this system feels so bad for everyone, is because we know intuitively that we are a deflationary species. We need a deflationary currency to match that energy, right? We are constantly improving our processes. We are automating everything. With AI, we're able to automate so much work. So with that, you should see prices be coming down. Prices should be getting lower because we are automating everything, and the production costs of everything is going down. But prices keep going up because we have a inflationary, soon to be a hyperinflationary currency. So that's why Bitcoin is such a impactful monetary revolution. Another thing about having a deflationary currency is that this brings power from the corporations and the big entities to the people, right? With a deflationary currency, costs keep coming down, things get cheaper. So if your wage is denominated in a deflationary currency like Bitcoin, say you make 10,000 sats a month, right? If you're new here, a sat is a Satoshi, which is just a small piece of a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin represents 100 million sats or Satoshis. So if your wage is 10,000 Satoshis a month, as you get into the future, 10,000 sats is going to increase in purchasing power over time, right? So instead of your wage being denominated in a depreciating currency where you have to constantly be fighting for a raise from your employer because it's buying less and less, when your wage buys more and more, your employer has to come to you and be like, so 10,000 sats, has increased in purchasing power a lot. Your wage is getting more expensive for us to pay. So would you be okay with 9,000 sats a month, right? The deflationary currency, your employer has to negotiate with you to bring prices down, right? And stores bring their prices down because the purchasing power of the money increases over time. So it brings power back to the consumer. That's why Bitcoin works for everyone. So that's why I believe if Luigi wanted to make real change, he should have become a Bitcoiner and found a way to orange pill the masses, because it's a system that works for everyone, right? I'm not incentivized to get you to, buy Bitcoin to pump my own bags. It's a $2 trillion asset, right? And that, it's just the beginning. So, my videos aren't going to pump my own bags. I don't have the power to move a $2 trillion asset. But what I do have is the power to use Bitcoin as a savings technology, use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange however I can, and do my best to promote Bitcoin education, create Bitcoin education, so we can create this new system that works for everyone and try to get as many people as possible to accumulate some Bitcoin before it becomes the monetary standard and before corporations buy all the Bitcoin, right? We already see that with BlackRock. Strategy owns 560,000 Bitcoin out of the 21 million, which is just an insane statistic when you think about it. So that's why I am the peaceful Luigi, right? I am creating revolution through education and voluntarily accepting a new system that works for everyone. That's my mission here with this channel. That's why I think Bitcoin education is so important, because I want individuals to own all the Bitcoin. I don't want corporations to buy up all the supply because they see what's coming, right? You got to skate where the puck is going. You can't just look at where the puck is now and plan on that. You have to see where it's going, and institutions see where it's going. That's why they're buying so much Bitcoin. But we can do the same thing as individuals. We can take part in this great wealth transfer from the old system, the old broken money system, and move to a new fair system. So yeah, that's my mission here with this channel. If you align with that mission, or if you don't, leave a comment. I'd love to have a conversation with you. Like and subscribe. That helps out the channel a ton. As always, together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.